Welcome back to the BLS Wildin' channel. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We already dropped a video earlier today, and today we're going to be talking about the first 10 picks of the NBA draft. I'm not going to go through all 30 picks of the first round. I'm going through the first 10, the top 10 picks, and then we're going to be transitioning into this video, man. But the draft was really, really good last night, and there wasn't really a surprise to me outside of probably one. But let's go ahead and look at the draft order, break down each player, and then let's talk about the rosters that they're going to be on and how they fit within it. Coming up at number one in the draft, you have the Washington Wizards drafted AJ Dybantsa at the number one pick. I thought there was, well, actually, I didn't think there was good Darryn Peterson, but I did think there was a good chance of them drafting Darryn Peterson, being that AJ Dybantsa did not do any pre-draft workouts at all. But let's go ahead and look at AJ's bio real quick, and let's go ahead. 6'9", at 6'9" with 210-pound frame, he powers across lane, creates separation with subtle footwork, and rises into fadeaway jumpers. He has an array of self-creation moves to translate to the NBA level. We all kind of know about AJ and what he can bring to the table just based on everything that he was able to do at BYU and the record-setting things that he did in the tournament in the first round. But like I said, man, he has something to work with here, especially with, let me see, Trae Young at the forefront. Alex Sarr is going to be really good. D'Angelo Russell as his backup point guard. Jaden Hardy is really good. I do like Keyshawn George. Anthony Davis is still there. So they have a solid roster, a good enough roster to make the playoffs his very first year of the NBA, especially with him filling that void at the three. The front court portion of the Washington Wizards will be filthy with Alex Sarr, Anthony Davis, and AJ Dybantsa at the forefront of that. Their front court could be one of the best in the league, very young, and then also with the veteran leadership of an Anthony Davis. It's going to be real special also with Trae Young being the floor general that he is, knocking down shots, using the PNR with Sarr and or Anthony Davis, kicking out to Dybantsa. And one thing I would like here, Dybantsa will have some one-on-one opportunities that he's never had before in his, well, I don't know if his high school career he's had one-on-one opportunities. I'm pretty sure he did, but in college he didn't at all. And he's going to have a lot of closeout opportunities and one-on-one opportunities with all those guys, sharing the floor with those guys. So he could really open up his entire potential and see how good he could be with an NBA playing against one-on-one opportunities like that. But I don't think his points per game will be here. I think his efficiency will be here, but his points per game will not be where he would like it to be in terms of superstar level. But yeah, man, I like the number one pick. The second pick we had here, no surprise. Oh, let me go back a little bit. The second pick, Darryn Peterson. Let's go ahead and read his bio real quick. Darryn, we all know about Darryn Peterson playing at Kansas. Peterson is a shot maker. He fires three-pointers at one of the highest volumes in college basketball and converts them efficiently, but his mid-range game is what separates him from his peers. I'm not going to read the entire bio, but we all know what Darryn Peterson can do. He's a three-level scorer. He can knock down shots. He's athletic. And when he played Dybantsa in that one time that they played at Kansas, he showed his ass. He was hooping. He was getting to it. So I'm curious to see how he looks. He does have a pretty good roster with Ace Bailey, Keontae George. Is Walker Kessler still on that team? Yes, Walker Kessler still on that team. You got the veteran leadership of Kevin Love still there, Lauri Markkanen, and now you have Darryn Peterson. You have some of those other key important role pieces up there. They have a really good young team that's going to be on the come up this year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I do think they're going to be winning. I think they're going to be. You remember how the Charlotte Hornets last year was? I think they're going to be a little less than that. The Charlotte Hornets took the league by storm slightly and put the league on notice that the following year they're going to be making the playoffs. I think the Utah Jazz next year, being that they're in the Western Conference, is going to be a little bit less than that. They're going to win some surprising games where you're like, hold on. They got a solid young core, and they're definitely going to be putting people like, okay, in the next couple of years, the Utah Jazz going to be like that. So, yeah, Darryn Peterson at number 2. Then we have, let's talk about, oh, my bad, I got to go back. I keep forgetting to go back. We have Cameron Boozer. Now, I'm not really high on Cameron Boozer. I don't think he's going to pan out. I think he's going to be a solid role player. I think it's going to be something solid, but I don't think he's going to be that guy. I really don't. I think he's going to be a PNR, catch a lob, play hard defense guy. We got Boozer's passing was separates him from every other big in his class. Reading the floor like a point guard, he was efficient as a high-level scorer. His ability to draw fouls allowed him to put the ball in the hoop with consistency at 6'9", 250. He bullies smarter defenders on the block and uses his footwork rather than vertical explosion to play through contact. We look at that Memphis roster. I don't know what the hell going on in Memphis. I don't know what's going on in Memphis. I don't know what they're going to do with, first of all, Caldwell Pope making $21 million. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't know what they're going to do with Ja Morant. I don't know what they're going to do with Kentavious Caldwell Pope. I don't know what this roster is going to consist of. But nonetheless, I could be completely wrong because Cameron Boozer is coming into an explosive situation in terms of badly. They're imploding. It's bad over there. But he has some veteran leadership with Taj Gibson. Zach Edey is going to be there as well. So at the 4 spot, Cameron Boozer can make some noise, but I just don't like that roster construction around him at all, really. I don't even know half of these guys. I'm going to keep it 100. D.G. Jackson, I know him. Taj Gibson, Zach Edey. But Walter Clayton Jr. Is Scottie Pippen Jr. still on that team? No, he's not on that team at all. So, I mean, more luck to him. I'm not really high on him like that, but I hope he succeeds. What's number 4? Go back, BL. You keep forgetting. L.A. Clippers. Oh, Chicago Bulls. Caleb Wilson. Really, really good basketball player. From the film that I watched of him at North Carolina, he's definitely playing in the mid-post a lot. He could pass the basketball. And let's go ahead and look at that Chicago Bulls roster after this to see how they're constructed, to see if it could fit Caleb Wilson's game. But he's very solid. Wilson is an explosive athlete at 6'10". He scouts for lobs, cleans the offensive glass, and flies in for the weak shot blocks. He finishes through contact, carves out space in the post, and owns developing mid-range face-up game. That's what the hell Wemby need. Wemby need to talk to Caleb Wilson to develop that face-up game around the mid-post area so he can have something to go to in the fourth quarter. Let me see. His perimeter shot has room to grow into it does. I think Caleb Wilson has a real good high upside. Let's look at this roster. He has right here, Rob Dillingham, Josh Giddey, Trey Jones is going to get him a lot of good looks. What we got over here? Caleb Wilson being added to that roster. Zach Collins, Nick Claxton that just got traded there in that team trade with Julius Randle. So I think Caleb Wilson is going to have an opportunity here to be at the forefront in terms of possibly being a number 1 option. I mean, Josh Giddey is going to feed him the basketball. Trey Jones is going to give him the ball in really good spots. So I think he has a chance to really be at the forefront of their offense year one. So we'll see what Caleb Wilson can do. And being in the Eastern Conference, you never know. I don't think they ain't gonna make no noise like that. But you just never know in the Eastern Conference. So I like that Caleb Wilson pick for the Chicago Bulls. It fills the void, especially with Josh Giddey being the facilitator he is. And if he could develop a jump shot at all, it could be okay. It could be all right. You know what I'm saying? Number 5 pick, we got Keaton Wagler. I like this guy. I watched a few of his games at Illinois. He can fill it up. He can put the ball in the basket. Let's read his bio a little bit. Wagler game is built on field craft, skill, and then rather than raw athleticism. At 6'6", he had an excellent size for a guard, allowing him to shoot over defenders and seeing passing lanes. He has a smooth, quick release jumper with elite range and is comfortable in spot-up situations for pulling up off the dribble. Not only is Wagler a high-volume scorer, but he also reads the floor with veteran poise. Look at this clip. Now listen, this is going to be a tough situation for him, right? This is going to be a tough situation for him. I don't know what the Clippers plan on do when you got Bradley Beal, when you got Nicholas Batum, when you got Bogdanovich, when you got Darius Garland at the forefront. I mean, he might not see the basketball at all. And you also got Kawhi Leonard. So I don't know how they plan on fixing this. I don't know how they plan on having him at the forefront of their offense, especially with a ball-dominant Darius Garland. But the Clippers may make some trades, or they may do some different things because they're in purgatory, in my opinion. They're stuck in between a rock and a hard place because they're going to always be around that 7. They're going to always be around that 6 to 8 seed. They're never going to compete for a championship. So do you want to rebuild with him at the forefront, Keaton Wagler at the forefront, or do you want to continue to trust Kawhi Leonard and what he's been able to do within the last 7 years? But you never know. You never know what can happen. But with Bradley Beal there, with Darius Garland there, with Kawhi Leonard there, I don't even know if he's the 4th option. But he'll be able to learn from veteran leadership. I mean, that's a plus. He'll be able to learn from veteran leadership. Then we got Mikel Brown Jr. A lot of people were mad that the Brooklyn Nets selected Mikel Brown Jr. But from what I've seen in his highlights, y'all, this mother sucker, he is explosive. Brown profiles as a lead guard with size and skill to develop into elite offensive engine at the next level. His handle smoothly with either hand. His pull-up shot is quick, and his street-level scoring jumps off the page when he's rolling. Brown shots and pick and rolls and helping his teammates get easy buckets. He has active hands on defense. I just think a guy like this, right? Let's get this Brooklyn Nets roster. I think a guy like Brown Jr. is going to be very, very versatile. He could be another guy that is a two-way guy that could put the ball in the basket. I mean, we got two-way guys. I'm not saying he's going to be a Tatum. I'm not saying he's going to be a Brown. But with a 6'6" frame, being a three-level scorer, and the ability to defend, that's what the league needs right now. And the Brooklyn Nets can probably have him running, bringing the ball up, feeding guys, coming off P&Rs, throwing lobs, scoring the basketball, and then having him guarding the second best player on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Because you obviously want to save some offensive energy for himself. But man, let's look at this roster real quick. That I don't really have no idea who the hell they got. They just got Julius Randle over there via trade. They got Michael Porter Jr. And honestly, outside Terrence Mann, man, wow, they got Terrence Mann. Outside of that, I don't know who the hell else is on this roster. So he may be at the forefront in terms of their watered down big three with Julius Randle, him, and Michael Porter Jr. So he may get some 1-4 pick and rolls or 2-4 pick and rolls, him and Julius Randle, and they can work in that pocket a little bit, and then you can find Michael Porter Jr. on the tag, especially if somebody helps off and tries to stop Julius Randle from catching the ball and finishing at the rim. So especially in drop coverage, him being 6'6", him being able to see the floor, he could be successful right here, because I know a lot of people are saying, yo, why they didn't take Acuff? You know, but let's go ahead and get to Acuff real quick. Acuff right here drafted at 7 for the Sacramento Kings. Well, we all know Russ out of there. Russ out of there with Acuff. I need to see Russ play one more year. So if Acuff over there, get him out of there, because Russ ain't going to play. But anyway, the Sacramento Kings, I mean, they got some pieces, some young pieces like Precious Achiuwa. We all know what Acuff can bring to the table. High-level scorer. Let me just read his bottle because I did for everybody else. Acuff is the next player up on the Calipari tree of elite offensive guards. He's more polished than most of the consensus lottery prospects in the 2026 draft, but that doesn't mean his upside is limited. Acuff is the type of lead playmaker that every NBA team is looking to acquire. He averaged 29.8 in 6 tournament games. You also had 49 on Bama. Lord have mercy. But we all know what he brings to the table. High-level scorer, quick athletic guard, can make shots on all 3 levels, can create for others, just filthy. So when you got Precious Achiuwa over there that can defend the rim, you got DeAndre Hunter who's going to guard really well. Zach LaVine is going to be asking for the ball a lot. Dybantsa, damn, they got some old veterans that are mediocre. All right, so Russ, you out of there. And he get off DeRozan and Zach LaVine somehow. Somehow. They got to get rid of them old veterans that's taking up hella cap space. I mean, just look at it. What is Zach LaVine? He's getting $48 million next year. DeRozan's getting $25 million. Malik getting 18, and the bonus getting 44. Two of them got to go. 2 of them got to go. Keep Dybantsa as his pick and roll partner or something. Damn. Whoo, Lord, hey, Sal, we praying for you, brother. We praying for you, okay? But here we go with the number 9 pick. No, number 8 pick. We got Kingston Flemings. I saw him a lot in Houston. Obviously, if you ain't playing for Houston if you can't guard. You ain't playing for Houston if you can't guard. So we all know Flemings could guard, but I think what took me by surprise is the fact that he has offensive capabilities to be an elite offensive guy within this league. I think he had shooting splits of I think he was shooting 40% from the field. I mean, from 3. Wait, oh no, this is a projection. But I think he shot 40% from 3 this year, if I'm not mistaken. But Fleming's athleticism and speed stood out at the collegiate level, but his technical skills were also beyond his years, making him an intriguing lottery prospect to play for Cowboys in Houston. You need to buy in defensively. And Fleming took this step further, becoming an elite on-ball defender capable of terrorizing opposing offensive guards. Offensively, Flemings could lean in on bigger and faster. And while While he did it at times, he showed immense maturity and poise for a youngster. He nearly had 3 assists, to every turnover. Whew. Couple with his elite shooting splits. As I'm saying, he shot 40%. So let's go ahead and look at this roster real quick. Nikhil Alexander-Walker is still there. You got to remember, right? The Atlanta Hawks won the playoffs last year. 6th seed. So they're already a good team. I think for him, it's going to be a good situation because what he brings defensively is definitely going to help them because don't they have an elite defender in Dyson Daniels over there? And then you couple that with Nikhil Alexander-Walker, and you have a veteran leader in CJ McCollum. I think he's going to be very, very poised in a lot of situations, and he has definitely the leadership that he needs to flourish early in his career. And although they have pretty good guard play with Nikhil Alexander-Walker and CJ McCollum, I think they're going to have room for him to succeed in the rotation early. I do. Especially if he could shoot the basketball the same way he did at Houston. Guarding is translatable everywhere. And that's what's going to get him on the floor for the Atlanta Hawks. And if you couple that with him being poised in situations and having decent shooting splits in the league, let's say they drop off 2 or 3 percentage points compared to how they were in college, he'll be fine. What do we have next? Morez Johnson Jr. Let's go ahead and read his. Johnson is a physical front court player who can play above the rim and convert efficiently. He took limited 3-pointers, so he's a lob threat. He's a lob threat over here. I didn't really do too much research on him. Do they still have Derek Light? Do they still have Daniel Gafford? They still got Daniel Gafford. I wonder what they're going to do with Morez Johnson Jr. then. I wonder what they're going to do with him, being that they already have Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. Curious to see how they do that over there. More proud of that brother, and hopefully he has successful endeavors in the league. But I'm curious to see how they do that, being that they already have 2 lob threats. And then lastly, the Milwaukee Bucks for the number 10 pick. They drafted Brayden Burries, a combo guard who served as Arizona's primary scoring option in one of the team's most successful seasons in recent memory. Burries is a 3-level scorer with the ability to finish through contact. His size and physicality allows him to compete on both ends of the floor. Anybody that's a two-way playmaker, but that roster over there in Milwaukee is purgatory. So he's definitely going to have a lot of opportunity. They have some guards over there in Gary Trent Jr., but he's more of a spot-up shooter guy. Gary Harris, I'm not really too high on him. Tyler Hero is pretty good. They just got him via trade for Giannis. You got Jaime Jaquez. So he's probably going to have a lot of opportunity to play right away, and hopefully his impact allows him to get a starting role throughout the entirety of the course of the season. So we'll see. But this last thing I want to cover, Oklahoma City real quick with their 12th pick in the draft. No, they got this mother sucker here. Listen. I know the Clippers got all these picks. How the hell? The Oklahoma City Thunder got a 7'3" center specifically for Wemby. Specifically for Wemby, bro. This is ridiculous. That they go out and with their picks and capital they got via Paul George trade, they immediately, I'm not saying he's the answer for Wemby. I'm not saying he's going to lock Wemby up. What I'm saying is, give him 3 years, he might turn out to be something defensively, man. And then he played for Michigan, the team that won it all, and he was at the forefront defensively for them. This is ridiculous. This is like getting Zach Edey. Oklahoma City, I'm so tired of Oklahoma City, man. I'm so tired of Sam Preston, him just utilizing his brains to get quality picks every time. Oklahoma City might be going back to the finals, man. I mean, I'm not saying just based off this pick. I'm just saying based off health and the way they develop players, all he got to do is block shots and catch lobs. But anyway, man, I do think the Brooklyn Nets did a great job getting Mikel Brown Jr. I do think that's going to be a really good pickup for them, especially if he pans out to be two-way and he's able to bring the ball up the court with a 6'6" frame. I think that's going to be a good pickup. I think Kingston Flemings is going to be a good pickup because he could be a two-way guy that can pressure the basketball with the elite shooting splits. And obviously, I think Darius Acuff just being a dynamic star-studded, star-power type guard, can bring a lot of flair to Sacramento. But man, we'll see. The top 10 picks are right there. I'm not going to cover every single pick because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not that tapped in to the entirety of the college game. But those top 10 picks I was tapped into and did some research on. So we'll see how their careers pan out in year one. And we definitely will be covering free agency because we just saw Austin Reeves sign for 4 years, 185 or whatever it was. It was 180 something. What the hell is LeBron James going to do? So we're definitely going to be covering what LeBron James does in the future. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. I want to get to 20 minutes. So I'm going to yap until we get to 20 minutes in 5, 3, 2, and 1. We're out of here.